Hey guys, Conan Jones. So I put up a video of wanting to start a new park in Planet Coaster, so that is what I'm starting to do here. Um, the way I wanted to kind of do these videos is just kind of record myself as I'm playing and then just kind of splice them together, do a little bit of voiceover, nothing super fancy, and then just kind of talk about a little bit as I'm going through. Um, I don't know if I'm going to have any music or anything playing during these because I don't want to have to pay royalties, all that sort of stuff. So it might just be me talking. But kind of starting off, I just wanted to kind of plan stuff out. So I just started off with the normal building at the, or to kind of, play in the past, get a kind of a game plan. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. Um, Kind of planning out each section. So that part's going to be like the beach section, like the, yeah, Western cowboys, like fairy tale up there. And I think this other one coming up is the just generic. I went ahead and found the corners. For some reason, the fence where the corners of my map are didn't show up. So that's what I'm doing, is just trying to find out where the corner of my map is. Yeah, just kind of generic Planet Coaster area. Um, So I'm just kind of trying to plan out the paths here and just have a big middle section. I go through in a second, kind of add like a water feature kind of deal. It's trying to mess with my settings. For some reason, I record the video from OBS from the game is way better than what goes into my software. So I'm still trying to figure out all of that and why that's so weird. Just kind of getting some pathing down here now, trying to make this as smooth as I can. Some of the pathing is kind of weird still in Planet Coaster. So some super fun stuff still going on. Just trying to get all this pathing right. Um, I'm sure I'll go back and change some of it. Go ahead and bump that down. Kind of looks like a big avocado before it got filled in. I'll go back and kind of clean up some of those edges and stuff later. I just kind of wanted to get a basic layout. I spend most of this time, the rest of this time, working on the entry building, trying to figure out what I want, what I like. So I'm just trying to figure out. I end up going with that kind of light red color for it. I was adding a train station above for the main entry point. I just think it'd be cool to kind of have that integrated into it. It kind of ends up being a little kind of a Spanish vibe with the way this building kind of turns out with that stucco. For the train, I just kind of throw some track down because it doesn't really need to be anything special at the moment. I'm just kind of getting stuff going, getting it down so I can work on buildings and a general layout. For some reason, whenever I speed these up, because I've got this going at 600 or 700 times speed, I think, and it loses quite a bit of frames because whenever I'm playing, it's not near this bad. So now just kind of tinkering with how I want it to look. If I want it to go over the edge, or I just can't really get my mind made up on what I want here. I really kind of like the combination of that little wall with the archways. I end up sticking with that for the walls there next to the train, and then on the opposite side, kind of adding those little extensions, kind of tower spire things. Couldn't quite figure out how to close that up along the end. So I don't remember exactly what I ended up doing. Oh, just like the big archways. Okay, then I just think I left the bottoms empty. Yeah, just kind of getting some feet on this dude, seeing how everything's gonna line out. Kind of started playing with these little column arches. Kind of really liked the way those ended up looking. Kind of step back and look at it for a second. And with this being my first video, I'll kind of figure out how I want to do these and clean up my process a little bit, because this first one will be a little rough. I apologize. So yeah, just kind of adding stuff. Figured I'd go ahead and just kind of box in the archways above the extra entrance arches. I think it kind of just adds some variation to it. I might go back and mess with it, kind of looking at it now. I'm not sure if I like it or not. Putting in the entrances, so that's where the guests will come through and, you know, give tickets and all that sort of stuff, enter the park, and that's where the actual park begins. Everything before that, people just show up and walk around in. I kind of lay these paths down and come back and fix them and mess with them multiple times in this. I just can't ever figure out and get it exactly how I want it until the very end. That's one thing with the pathing. Some of it's just real unnecessarily complicated. I'm trying to get that end of it met up. Now it just kind of skipped over to it. Okay, that works. Then the trick to kind of even out the corner there. Finishing up this side of the building. I kind of skipped over it when I was doing the front half. I'm not sure if my voiceover will be the same timing as the video. I'm a little off. I'm about 10 seconds off, which is going to be fun. Kind of add these columns to the corner. Just kind of little something. This building will be a work in progress. I'm not super sold on how boxy it is still. Again, just throwing all the paths out and just start over. Started to kind of like the little ridge dill that I've got on the little extra awning. So I found that piece I'm putting on there to kind of add some flair to the top little tower things. I put that flat roof on there at first, but the more I looked at it, the more I didn't quite like it. So I start to add this wood tile or whatever kind of tile roof that is. I think I ended up liking it, so I think I might stick with it until I get tired of it and change it to something else. I added the little tower thing there in the middle. It kind of is too small for where it is. I might see if I can go back and make my own, make it be a little bit bigger. Because now that I'm looking at it here, that's not quite big enough. I got kind of tired of looking at it bare, so I started added some scenery, make all the grass green here at the front. The people just coming and going because there's nothing in the park, so they're not going to pay to go inside. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of sticking with the little ridge dills as a little fence coming through here. I kind of like the way it looks. I add some bushes and flowers and stuff inside of them. So I think I like the way they turned out. Man, this is skipping a whole bunch. I hope the end of this is not quite as jumpy as what I'm watching trying to do voiceover. Put these little lamp posts in. These are one of my favorite lamp posts. Just the game has in. As we kind of keep going with it, I'll probably go through and make my own for the different little areas, but they're kind of a good generic entryway. Add this ivy to the wall, kind of make it look like it's been here for a while. I only did this middle section at the moment. I might go back and add it to the archways. Make sure you save. I think at this point I'd already been playing for over an hour. It's about time I saved it. So now trying to figure out what kind of fencing to do on the outside of the path. Usually you kind of make your own, but I think I ended up going with the painted western one. Ended up adding some of these rocks underneath as kind of a curb. Just add that little extra bit. Now it's just getting them all lined up. I ended up not doing that in a perfectly very nice straight line, so then I copied them over, and they're not super in line, but they did what I need them to do. They ended up looking pretty nice with that fence matching the color of the building. Oop. So now just lining all these fences up. I kind of got to that point and got tired of doing it. I'm not sure what I'm adding on the sides of these, if I just want to let it be the back of the different sections, or if it needs, I don't know. It's kind of a work in progress. So I just ended up leaving it blank. I thought about adding this little extra roof above the exit, but cut it out pretty quick. I'm trying to get the pathing back again. It's just the pathing's a never-ending adjustment. Back to more rock work and the fences on that side. Yeah, went a little farther on that side than I did the that first side, but I'll go back and kind of finish it up. Some of that's not super fun to watch, so I'll just go back and fill it all in without recording. Yeah, and I think right about there is where I called it good. So that's number one, kind of the main entry building. As we keep going, I'll mess with it some more. We'll add more stuff. It'll be fun times. So thanks for watching. Bye.